I am a miner from the Klondike Gold Rush. In my young life, I set out to find gold in Yukon, Canada, came back empty-handed, and due to those actions, helped create a historic event. I started as a young woman with no money in her pocket. I would constantly be looking for a job, but those that accepted me had a very low salary. I made about 5 cents an hour, which compared to my siblings was a very meager amount. I hated being poor. Having coins jingling in your pocket makes you a lot more confident than having to scrape up a small amount of nothing just to buy basic necessities. I lived in my brother's large house as I did not know how to mine myself. It was quite large as my brother was able to get into an Ivy League college. Overall, my life was in bad shape. I always had a sense of adventure. When I was a girl, we lived by a forest that I would take almost every opportunity to explore. The smell of pine filling me with complete blissfulness. I would tramp through the needles blanketing the ground, or in the winter, the seamless snow. The outdoors filled me with never-ending joy, as did the prospect of adventure. When the news of gold in Yukon got out, I instantly had gold fever. I could hardly contain my excitement. I had no doubt that I was going to strike it rich and impress my family with my utter skill. It was clear that I was not going to pass up this chance. My mother had her doubts, but I was too young and careless to pay attention. I should have known. Now that everything has happened, I realize how foolish I was. The train station was large and packed with travelers. Some were prospectors traveling to find gold as I was. Others lugged heavy suitcases and wore suits that proclaimed to the world how wealthy they were. I was completely filled with unstoppable excitement and adrenaline. I couldn't wait for the wilderness. As soon as the whistle from the train sounded, I almost jumped out of my boots. I was so exhilarated. The other men and women thought I was mad with my meager bag and grin stretching from ear to ear. I traveled from my hometown of Seattle to Yukon, Canada by train. I remember sitting in the musty old car, the wheels scraping against the old tracks at an impossible speed. A young boy leading a herd of cows stumbled by at one point, the bandana tied around his mouth and nose blowing in the wind. The gold rush was much more sapping than I thought it would be. I had to spend every last penny in my pocket on sled dogs and supplies. The feeling of standing at a counter, the clerk on the other side, and money in your hand that you know is your last penny, it's a terrible feeling that I hope I will never have to experience again. Knowing that you have more of something is always reassuring. The second I got off the train, my grin was almost immediately diminished. I saw all the people, utterly cold, huddled in heaps, not even attempting riches. The scent of campfire lingered in the air. When I finally got to the area where gold was reported, none of it was to be found. Staring at everyone with resigned faces and creases in their brow was not a happy sight. Most of them also had scurvy, a common disease contracted from deprivation of fruits and vegetables. Their beards had hung off their faces like gruesome masks. My sorrowful face was more than a sight for sore eyes. I was not young and fantastic anymore. I felt as if I had aged 2 years and minutes. I was a wise old woman. It all ended by me and my few sled dogs that were left alive trudging dejectedly home, the taste of stale jerky still lingering in my mouth, completely deprived of all. Even though this event was pretty much my downfall, I will always remember how I helped to do something. I helped mine the Klondike. I helped create a historic event. The shop owners practically became rich from the money people were paying them. When we all retired from the gold rush, the population of Seattle almost doubled, by starting at 42,837 and ending at 237,194. The gold rush really made an impact. I will always remember the Klondike Gold Rush of 1896. I will remember the thrill of escaping my hometown, the thrill of seeing the sled dogs trudging through the snow, the disappointment of coming home. I will try to be especially kind to the miners who met the same downfall as I did. I will always remember everything about the Klondike Gold Rush, a special place in my heart, because I am a famous fortune teller.